Madam President, on April the 7th, China, along with Russia, voted against a draft resolution on the issue of the Strait of Hormuz at the Security Council. As a permanent member of the Security Council, China approaches every vote in the Council with a serious, conscientious, and responsible attitude, and always determines its voting position based on the merits of the issue itself and on whether the adoption of a resolution would genuinely contribute to resolving the issue and achieving peace. China attaches great importance to this draft resolution submitted by Bahrain on behalf of the Gulf states. We fully understand their major concerns. At the same time, the Security Council's actions should be aimed at de-escalation. They must not provide a veneer of legitimacy for unauthorized military operations or grant a license to the use of force, let alone further exacerbate tension and add fuel to the fire, thereby leading to an escalation of the conflict. In exercising its veto on this draft resolution, China has upheld international fairness and justice, defended the purposes and principles of the UN Charter, prevented the conflict from expanding further and the situation from escalating further, and created favorable conditions for achieving a temporary ceasefire and launching dialogue and negotiation. China's vote represents a choice responsible for peace and for the people of the region. It stands on the right side of history and will stand the test of history. President, China does not go along with Iran's attacks on Gulf states. China believes that the passage and safety of a strait used for international navigation should be safeguarded. We call on Iran to take proactive measures to restore normal navigation in the Strait of Hormuz at an early date. Meanwhile, the U.S.'s ramped-up military deployment and targeted blockade constitute a dangerous and irresponsible move. The issue of navigation in the Strait of Hormuz is a spillover effect of the conflict in Iran. Only a complete ceasefire can fundamentally create conditions for easing the situation. China welcomes the announcement by the relevant parties that a ceasefire agreement has been reached. We support all efforts conducive to ending the conflict. The U.S.-Iran negotiation in Pakistan marks a step in the right direction toward de-escalation. The current situation has reached a critical juncture between war and peace, and a window of opportunity for peace is opening. The pressing priority is to prevent, by all means, a relapse in fighting and to maintain the momentum of the ceasefire negotiation that did not come easy. This serves the fundamental interests of the people in the region and meets the shared aspirations of the international community. The relevant parties should adhere to the ceasefire agreement, stick to the direction of dialogue and peace talks, stay committed to resolving disputes through political and diplomatic means, and take concrete actions to ease regional tension. The international community should continue to intensify efforts to promote talks for peace and unequivocally oppose any actions that undermine the ceasefire or escalate confrontation. All parties should also earnestly respect Lebanon's sovereignty, security, and territorial integrity and prevent the escalation of the situation in Lebanon from affecting the ceasefire agreement. President, as a sincere friend and strategic partner of the countries in the Middle East, China is following closely the regional situation, upholds an objective and impartial position, and has been engaging in intensive mediation with all parties to actively promote talks for peace. Recently, President Xi Jinping solemnly put forward 4 propositions on safeguarding and promoting peace and stability in the Middle East. Namely, staying committed to the principle of peaceful coexistence, staying committed to the principle of national sovereignty, staying committed to the principle of the international rule of law, and staying committed to a balanced approach to development and security. This demonstrates China's consistent position and active efforts to promote peace and conflicts and advocate for dialogue to resolve differences. It offers a Chinese approach to resolving the crisis and ending the conflict. Guided by the essence of President Xi Jinping's 4 propositions, China stands ready to continue to facilitate de-escalation, promote the improvement of relations among regional countries, and play a constructive role in ultimately achieving enduring peace and stability in the Middle East. Thank you, President.